I'm not a big fan of Satan. I'm also not a big fan of shopping at Target. Well, guess who just teamed up? You guessed it. Oh man, I hate Target. So Target recently contracted with a designer named Eric. He is a gay, or she is a gay trans man, woman who is attracted to men, who has had surgery and hormone therapies to embrace her identity as being a man. Apparently, announcement, super excited because Eric has this line of apparel that is going to be made available at Target. I've looked at Target. I haven't been able to find it online. There is the search function that comes in sometimes for some of these things. Scarlett Johnson kind of put this out. She's an activist out in the Midwest. She pulled from the site, that was ready to go. And we've got this We Belong Everywhere fanny pack or whatever, and a Too Queer for Here, and then an adult Cure Transphobia sweatshirt. So these things kind of coming into Target for Pride Month, which we're all jumping into come June. The thing that really stood out to me here is if you go to the guy's site, it's or the girl's site, Prellin, you can see slogans that have come through, and one of them that he is known for, or she is known for, Satan respects pronouns. And this comes from a statement. There's a Satan loves you and respects who you are. This is Eric speaking. LGBTQIA plus people are so often referred to as being a product of Satan or going against God's will. So fine, we'll hang with Satan instead. So this heart is what I really want to kind of look at. And this is the thing that I see has become much more apparent in our society. So, obviously there's always been Satan worship. There's always been Satan present. There's always been, a misunderstanding often of demons and angels and things in how they interact or how they don't. Like there's always been lies mixed in with truth and all of that. So none of this is new stuff. What I see as new is just the blatant pushing of Satan as a good thing, as a cultural value. It's always been like the Kiss, guys, or just different kind of promotional things that happen that try to, associate themselves with the bad boys. But there's this big push to make Satan the good guy. And the reason that Satan is the good guy is because he loves you and he respects you and he sees you who you are. And the problem is if you are doing things that are dangerous, right? So, take these pronouns and sexual identities and things off the table. If you are cutting yourself and you feel like this is really important, or, you are doing some sort of medical practice that is destructive to you, if I affirm you in that destructive practice and tell you that this is good and this is right and this is holy for you, no one would say that I love and respect you. Someone would say that I don't care about you at all, or I'm using you for my own means. But the person who is caught in that lie, caught in that deception, caught in that life, they would see that affirmation as affirming them. Everybody wants to be affirmed. Everyone wants to be told that, yes, you have things the right way. You're doing good.
Doing great.
Our society has gotten to a point where we don't care about truth anymore. We don't care about the reasons for things. If you are black, you're a victim. If you're white, you're a perpetrator. If you are male, you're abusive and toxic. If you are female, you need to be trusted and believed in everything. If you are this, if you are that, like all of these binaries in our society of right and wrong, good and evil being applied to things that have no relevance to right, wrong, good, or evil, doesn't mean you are good, evil, or anything. It is your actions, the things that you do, that are evil or not. So as we look at this, as we look at kind of why this caught the news, why this is, blowing up, we've got the, Anheuser-Busch with Dylan Mulvaney. We've got Dodgers inviting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. There's a trans nun group that is extremely disrespectful to faith practices, especially Christian Catholic, taking it like they're a nunnery. These are outright praised in our culture. The Dodgers said, no, you're not going to be allowed to come. We take that back. We don't want to defend the Catholics. Different groups rised up. Now the Dodgers have apologized for doing that. So when we look at the social clout, the social capital that's going on in our society, there is a raising of you define things, God, you get the middle finger. And Satan, because he's with us, we're going to side with him. And I think that as Christians, know the truth of God and Satan and what's really going on here, we have to be wise to things like this. We can't just sit back and say, this is the way it's always been. I'm just going to keep my hands clean of it. I don't really get involved in the politics of all that. You've got to understand that there are spiritual things going on, and you got to be prepared for it. You got to be ready for it. So, am I surprised that Target takes on a brand? Am I going to boycott Target? I mean, I already kind of boycott Target because I can't stand them and their customer service. That's my personal experiences. Maybe you love Target and you go in there and you're grabbing groceries or grabbing clothes or grabbing toys or whatever Target's selling. And, you're fine with that. I don't care. I'm not calling for you to boycott Target. What I do want you to see is that our culture does not see evil unless that is associated with some sort of Judeo-Christian, God-centered view of the world. That is where they see evil. And if that is the case, we need to be prepared that persecution is coming, that the value that we have in society, that we are going to be seen as the outcast. We already really are by most of the infrastructures of power in the world. We need to be ready for those kind of things. So, people see this, Satan respects pronouns and Satan worship and, Satan's a good guy and Satan loves us and Satan respects us. They see that as kind of like harmless. And it's like, oh, it's always been like that, and they're just doing it for publicity. But there is a real spiritual war that's going on. We're wrapping up our spiritual warfare docuseries. It's going to be available in the next couple of weeks, and would love for people to be able to watch that and see it. Sign up for our newsletter. If you guys are interested in getting information for that, you can check us out at creatorfilms.com. Sign up for a newsletter there. We'll try to put a link down below. But there's a real spiritual battle, and you guys need to be ready for it. I need to be ready for it. And it's been a challenge in the last couple of years, just thinking about, wow, this is real. Like, this isn't just hypothetical anymore. There are real spiritual forces that are trying to turn hearts, turn minds, and we need to be ready to stand against that. Not in our homes, but on the front lines. So stand with us. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the kind of things that we're bringing up. Like, share, subscribe, get this kind of message out there as long as we can, and we will see you in the next video.